Welcome back to Improvision Entertainment. My name is Huntermun. And I think Mal is here.
I forgot I was pushed to talk, and I said I am her guest Malconfet. I've been talking without push to talk for a little bit.
Oh, well. That explains the silence and probably my not responding to you. This is Euro Truck Simulator 2, and we are on the way to a city I have not been to before in Scandinavia because we are trying to knock out Scandinavian shenanigans. What were you saying about fear boners? What? Oh, okay, first of all, for the YouTube, if you want to catch full conversations live and not be between episodes and be like, what the hell? What are they talking about fear boners? Okay, twitch.tv/HunterMun. Having said that, in the interim, I revealed that I believe I am asexual, possibly aro ace, which I am going to say wrong for a little while until I remember how to say it correctly. And, as opposed to pansexual, which if you've been watching any of these videos or older videos, is what I had been saying. Well, Molly, this is the content that nobody is watching. But anyway.
Welcome, YouTube.
Welcome, YouTube. If you're real, YouTube, comment below because I don't believe it. All right. My average watch time on a video is like 2.5 minutes for my most popular video. So
I'm gonna go to this video specifically when you upload it to go, what about fear boners as a comment?
Oh man. Like, hey, if you are watching on YouTube, consider subscribing. It doesn't cost you anything, but it might get us an actual URL rather than the gibberish that shows up when we do !YouTube in the chat here on Twitch.
I like calling that the skibbity wop bop bow.
Wait, what? Hold on. This is an actual song. Does this not get flagged for copyright? I would have taken it out of the rotation. This is a song I know with lyrics. What is it doing in my playlist right now? Did I accidentally skip?
Spy Hunter is brand new, right?
This is the Spy Hunter theme for the Spy Hunter movie. Wait, what was your question? I don't know if I answered what you were talking about.
I don't know anymore. I'm lost.
Hold on. I need to badly hit a... Oh no, there's no rest area forever. We're going to try and hit... That's a warehouse. We're going to try and hit this one. Okay. We might get a fine for driving tired. I don't know how the cops can tell you're driving tired if you're not swerving all over the road, but...
Remember, you're going to start yawning and fall asleep.
Well, the big one is getting black swirling in from the edges of the screen and the driver periodically swerving without my input, which will happen. Molly says, also, watch a lot of Stellaris VODs. You upload multiple VODs, so I do get behind sometimes. Well, yeah. I'm learning my algorithm type shenanigans. I have learned that YouTube doesn't like it when or rather, I think the content on the page will be watered down if multiple kinds of the same games are uploaded at once. So, you're getting tired, you should find a place to park. I agree. Thank you. Please give me my map back. And so, for example, right now, long form definitely nobody watches on YouTube videos such as Euro Truck Simulator 2. And,
my wife watches them sometimes. I've seen her put up several lately.
Technically, some people are maybe watching a little bit of it. Technically. But I'm like, I now have 90 subscribers on YouTube as of this, like, as of 2 days ago when I last checked. And, basically if you will, the long open world games, let's call it, are less likely to be viewed, especially if you're not, like, pro at whatever you're doing, like playing at the hardest difficulty, or if it's not properly edited down for time. which is my biggest problem right now, is that while I could edit everything to like chop it up and make nice videos, I definitely know how to do that. I did a lot of it in the early like XCOM Chimera Squad videos. It requires a lot of time and effort, and I'd be putting in that time and effort to not have anybody see it. Statistically speaking, not have anybody see it. Which is the big problem with doing any of the stuff for the YouTube, is because while I want to put in more effort to the videos, and while I know the videos are more entertaining if I put in more effort, I, at this moment, won't get any more views by making nice edits to the videos, or doing neat overlays, or properly animated intros and outros, and stuff I'd love to do, maybe hire somebody to do, but, you know, being the early days, I'd be essentially doing it for myself, and I'd rather... I'm gonna bump. There we go.
Bump.
I really expected that to jar the entire existence, and it only really acted like Burnout for a second there. Please stop taking my map away. I'm gonna have to take an exit soon. You should really rest. Yes, I know. Thank you. That's an in-game mechanic. It's almost the only thing I want to turn off, almost. Oh wait, Molly says, like, 20-30 minute videos or 3-hour videos for my daily life. Wait, you like either 20 to 30 or 3 hours for your daily life, so an hour is too short when I need a long one, and 10 minutes is too short when I have free time? Oh. Right, I mean, okay, real talk, I almost never watch anybody stream live. Like, almost never. But I will watch back VODs of people who have streamed things for long periods of time and come back to either leave it running or come back to the video over a long period of time or something like that. But I'm also learning that some games are better for it than others. Like, for example, okay, Euro Truck Simulator 2. It is better expectation of content if I snip everything by trip. Beginning and end of a run, of a shipment, that tends to, like, from my feedback of people who are actually watching the content, and Molly, if you're, not Molly was Starlars, Mal, if your partner is watching the Euro Truck, you could give me feedback on, like, first of all, the ones that they're going to be seeing are way back at the beginning, which I didn't get, but I was going to try and go through the effort of chopping things up so that they would end up in, like, half-hour segments and stuff like that. And I only realized a few weeks ago that I've basically never made those videos go live like they were supposed to. So they've been sitting uploaded to YouTube, not gone live, for like a year. So I just started uploading the ones that were missing from that context. And... hold on, do I need to turn left here? Give me my map back. Also, again, Mal, if you are talking right now, I can't hear you.
I was talking to my wife. She says for Euro Truck and long things like this, she likes the long form videos.
I mean, I'll watch either.
She'll watch either, but she prefers the long form videos because she always has it on, so she can look up and let it run and stuff.
Okay, yeah, that's what I think most people when it's the big long videos. But like, I'm trying to get into the habit of, and I started learning this with the Ratchet and Clank things. I'm trying to get in the habit of, like, when it's a mission structure, try and like do it to like 25 to 45 minutes, but have it be snipped at the beginning or end of a video or something like that. If it's older stuff like 2D platformers, like the Sly Cooper games, most people don't want those to run for several minutes, excluding the finale episode, which people were like, well, it's the last one, let me just go to the end. There's usually some understanding there. And so I'm getting better that different types of videos have different lengths, different formats, and I'm trying to do the best I can, because all I can really do, besides recording a generic intro or outro, is cutting the recording and starting a new recording. Like the newest... oh, Tobias made some money. Is recording some of the newer videos in such a way that, like, for example, these recordings of Euro Truck Simulator, if I was going for thousands of miles, then at this point I would be trying to chop the recordings at 45 minutes to an hour, probably around where there's a stopping point, like I have to pull over to rest. And that's not so much about the content in the long form like maybe your wife wants to see, but that's a little bit more about I have learned the inconvenience of uploading big videos to YouTube. I can do it, but if I record something that's half an hour, 45 minutes long, it takes half an hour, 45 minutes or less to upload it to YouTube. But if I record something that's 25 gigabytes and 3.5 hours long, then I have to set aside weirdness in the internet connection and other stuff just to make sure that I have the 3 or 4 hours to upload that one video. And it's not something like, if I wake up 2 or 3 hours before I would stream, then I can fit in some uploads if they're smaller. But if they're a bigger one like that, I might can, but I probably can't. So then the videos like start falling behind, kind of deal. Oh, I didn't realize that was Mal talking in the chat. I was like, I'm gonna get to chat in a second. Molly says, I don't watch streamers if I can't live chat with them or if I'm not watching someone with a group of people and talking about it. Right. However, if I do watch live, I probably won't watch it when it goes to YouTube. True. Unless it's a really info-packed series or important parts of story parts like Stellaris. Alright. Mal says, usually come to stream to interact. Even though Mal, you could read your own text to me if you want.
Oh yeah, I was putting it there because you're going on and I wanted to make sure I got the thought out before I ADHD'd out and forgot it.
Man, that ADHD is possibly not a killer, but whatever is the most inconvenient thing before death.
I'm actually on something called Buspirone now, and it is helping that incredibly. Oh, also, my wife says if you want to do the shorter episodes for stuff like Euro Truck, throw it in a playlist so they connect neatly.
Oh, well, you should let her know that there already is a playlist. There's a playlist for American Truck and Euro Truck, and there's a playlist for American and Euro Truck back and forth based on upload date, based on chronological order.
They just said that just like if you want to do the shorter episodes, just make sure they're linked together.
Right. Well, the joke about the big truck simulator playlist is that I'm going to include other truck runs in other games as they are relevant. For example, I've got a few recordings of SnowRunner, which will probably be, which I tried last year, and I thought I was going to really enjoy. What do I mean?
You mean Mud Runner?
No, SnowRunner. I think they're made by the same company, though.
I'm making a joke that most of the early things in SnowRunner are mud, and there's no snow. It's like, where's the snow?
I don't remember having that specific issue, but I get what you're saying. So there's going to be some of that sprinkled in, and then when I finally get around to like playing San Andreas, there are like 5 trucking missions in that game. I'll probably throw those in the playlist too, just to make. Like, these are all my trucking videos, even if they're randomly out of the middle of another game.
Megan's giving you the thumbs up.
Huzzah.
That's good. It'll break up. It'll break it up a little bit. That would be great.
Well, that's another one of my concerns about going for these achievements right now. Is when the Iberian Peninsula came out, and I made a whole bunch of recordings back to back of the Iberia. I thought to myself later, is that interesting for people to watch? That I'm trying to focus down an area and like hit a bunch of cities in new content, or is that uninteresting because you might be seeing the same landscapes over and over again? But I am, even right now, trying, like, this road I haven't been on. It's getting painted from orange to gray, so I know I at least haven't traveled it before. Hey, look, I need a gas station. There's one now. Also, 1.45 is out soon, and that looks like it's going to be changing up a couple of things, so that's neat. I like Euro Truck Simulator because it allows me to drive roads are weird roads. Europe has, like I keep saying, roads that have existed longer than automobiles, and that makes them very interesting layouts. Molly says, might be quiet. Have to have fake nails on, and typing is odd. Make my nail. Wait, but typing is oddly making my nail beds sore since I'm not used to the length yet. Oh, I mean that's the point at which I cut my nails. I have numerous people around me who get jealous based on the length and speed my fingernails can grow, and also that they're super hard.
They're fake nails. They're hard to cut.
Well, yes, my nails are real, and they grow real fast. Which is the opposite of my toenails, which grow very, very slowly and are brittle as fuck. That's an uncomfortable thought. Have that. Like, they just... imagine you stub your toe, and now you have a piece of toenail missing. On top of that.
We're starting to talk about feet.
What? Do you have a problem with feet?
This is a joke.
You know, I'm not really into feet.
Many people aren't, but there are more people into feet than you realize.
I'm having a pretty good scope of how many people are into feet at this point. But, you know, furry communities, what are you going to do? Gotta love on them toe beans.
Okay, listen. When it's like animal feet and you've now humanized them, like you already like your pet's toe beans, like just on a, oh, you've got cute little toe beans, let me touch them, they're soft.
No, I've actually never once ever done that. That is not a thing that has happened.
Never touch your animal's toe beans?
No, the only thing I've ever tested is I have been able to determine through testing that toe beans do in fact activate touchscreens.
They do.
They are capacitive. They can unlock phones. Everyone should be aware of this in case you're wondering if your pet is plotting to do something to you. Like, maybe. Oh no, I'm gonna need windshield wipers. Man, that type of road setup is actually more annoying than the spite poles in Colombia. Because at least you could drive through the spite poles.
I touch my cat's toe beans all the time. Just like poke them gently.
Well, he says, as a mechanic, I can't grow my nails long anyway, but I do client meetings, so sometimes I need to look like I don't have barbarian hands. That sounds like residual sexism against Molly. That's what that sounds like.
Hunga thunga.
Because that sounds like a you have man hands situation. I'm like, oh, guys, some people work for a living. Like, with their hands. I still have pain in my right index finger, and it's very annoying. It is my small window into people who live with daily pain now. That is what I have. I have now more empathy than I had before for people who live in with constant levels of pain. Since I had that pinched nerve way back in February, my index finger still hurts. It doesn't hurt a lot. It hurts a mild amount of you've strained it, but it never goes away. It never softens. It's constant pain. Welcome to not getting shit looked at because you don't have healthcare. Like, I'm concerned, but there's nothing I can monetarily do about it. I have to wait until things are so bad that they're going to kill me, and then they cost my family like $2,000. Like this tooth I'm about to get pulled out of my head. Not to bring the mood down. I know Mal was enjoying talking about toe beans.
Toe beans.
Never once. I don't think toe beans are I don't think they're the cuteness. I don't think that's, you know.
I think they're cute.
Oh.
My cats do a snuggly thing, and they like put their paws in my hands. So it's like, look at these. What are these?
Go straight up.
Molly says, she has small hands. They never look manly, but mechanics have distinct swelling in parts of their hands because they sometimes slip and raw punch metal and or sharp things. Nails just make your hands look slimmer and not as swollen.
Go straight up.
Oh, so it's more of you don't want to give people thoughts of body damage. I almost said body horror, but that is not. That's too far.
She doesn't want to be seen as a Street Fighter character that punches cars for the bonus stage.
My car! Predictions on whether that's going to happen in Street Fighter 6. I'm going to say better than 50%.
Freaking better. I want to get back to punching cars.
Is this guy going to pull out? Is this guy going to pull out? No. Good. Good. Make up your mind. Is it 70 or 80 game? Jeez. Bum 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 bum.
Go straight up.
Molly, do you occasionally give the cars you work on the old Shoryuken?
Sure you can. I mean, violence and technology, not good bedfellows. Now we're back to 80. Look at this, like, asymmetrical highway situation, but, like, I don't understand. There are places in Europe here where there are just highway segments that are one lane on your side, and I hate when construction does that. It makes me very uncomfortable being in a narrow corridor with my car. If you blow a tire and you get into a wreck or something like that, nobody behind you has anywhere else to go but into you. Or worse yet, come to a stop, and the person behind them come to a stop, and then an 18-wheeler who that can't come to a stop. Something terrible if you're confined to a lane, in my mind. I can't look at the chat right now because I am in this narrow corridor. Can you read Molly's paragraph?
Yeah. Also, one of my cats is Satan. She decides she wants to cuddle, but you're not allowed to touch or you get bit and or scratched. My other requires so much love that if you're not touching her 100% of the time, she shrieks like she's never been loved in her whole life. And I reply, malevolent little gargoyles. And then she says, when I get mad at my trucks, I do sometimes punch them, yes. And I go, never been loved, never been fed.
We have a cat whose name is Shenzi, and Shenzi likes being pet, but do not touch the belly specifically. She has a nickname of Knives Out, and it's partially because do not touch the belly.
Our cats actually like the belly rub.
Well, it's one of those, I mean, most cats do, but, like, it's one of those, the Donkey Kong meme of you may touch it one time. Like, you can't even one time with... Once. Like, but not with Shenzi. Not even once.
Go straight up.
Molly's dog is named Shenzi.
Wait, really? Huh. What a small world after all. I am left wondering if food happened and I missed it, because normally food would be around 4 o'clock. But I started way early today. I tried to meet the sleeping schedule on its own terms. It was like, ha ha ha, you've fallen into my trap. Insomnia.
Go straight up.
No belly or die. Cuddly one is like, you may pet, but only 3 or 4. Then die.
Yeah, I mean, cats. Cats own human pets. Humans don't own cat pets. Unfortunately, since my phone is my camera, in order for me to check my messages, I will have to poke my watch. But my watch is on my wrist, and I am driving. So I'm gonna need a straightaway.
I'm gonna pop back to the World of Darkness combo very briefly. When you were saying, it's like, oh yeah, you need this, you don't have the gifts. Yeah, you know, like Ananasi, who have a blood pool of 10, but like they need like the rank 2 gift blood pump so they can spend more than 1 blood a turn, and the rank 3 gift that allows them to get 5 extra blood pool for every rank they have. You know those gifts? Because they don't have rage.
Well, let me ask you this, Mal. Can we agree that the best version of Werewolf the Apocalypse is W20?
No, we cannot.
Okay. What would you say is the best version of Werewolf the Apocalypse?
Revised.
See, because W20 is to me revised.
I
Also,
have
revised doesn't
issues
have
with
the
all
tribe I
X-
started playing with. It doesn't have. You can't play as Stargazers.
I have an issue with all the X20. You just look in first edition for Stargazers. There's literally not even a problem. It's like, all right, you're a Stargazer. Like, the X20 books are suggestions. I prefer the base rule sets of the revised editions, and I will look in the X20 books for, oh hey, this wasn't in the previous edition, or oh hey, this looks like a good update, I'll use this rule. Or
Man,
I
there,
will
there's
look.
sections on like worm stuff, like the Red Network and everything like that, and I don't know. I like the just this very small amount of hope infused in the apocalypse, so not everything is completely out of your control. Like there's an additional line of the prophecy, and you might be able to save things. Like, I really like W20.
But I thought there was always a little sliver of hope there.
No, it's all about when the world is going to end in the first 3 books.
Yeah, well, you know.
W20 is okay. So you're telling me there's a chance?
Listen, there's always been a chance. It is in your player's agency to allow there to
No,
be a chance.
No. I mean, players being who they are and storytellers being who they are, but canonically, there's never been a chance.
Even in the Time of Judgment books and the Revelations, in the book Apocalypse, it says, all right, here's the chance. It doesn't even need to be in W20. It's already there.
I feel it's more important to tell the players up front.
No! It's a game of personal horror. You're supposed to be afraid. They're supposed to think.
Wait, you're
oh,
supposed to be
you're
afraid while
Stargazing.
playing Werewolf of the Apocalypse? I wanna feel like a winning eco-terrorist.
Straight on.
Of course you do, but that's not the point of the White Wolf games. There's supposed to be darkness and despair, and there's no way we're gonna win. But
Look, man, I'm just saying. I'm
You're
just
supposed
saying
to be
that
the hero
Poison Ivy
because
turned into
you've
an
got
anti-villain or an anti-hero not because she changed her methods. Okay, just because time passed. All right, like. People were like, Poison Ivy was right the whole time. I'm like, oh, I've been saying that since the 90s. Poison Ivy was totally right. Her methods
Poison Ivy's
need a
been
little
right.
to
Her
be
methods
desired,
are
but you know, she not wrong.
That's why you can sympathize with her as a villain, because she's right. The best villains are the sympathetic ones. If they're mustache twirling evil, then they're good for a short point, but then they're boring.
Spoilers for the end of Ratchet and Clank: A Crack in Time. First of all, I love time travel stories, but one of my favorite things about the quote-unquote villain of that game is the villain is trying to save an entire race of people. Your character's people, the Lombaxes, trying to save them. And I just realized before I went on that I was supposed to wait to make sure Mal, who I'm talking to, was ready for spoilers. And I apologize for that, Mal. Do you know the
Don't worry
story
about
of the game? Or do you care?
Nope.
You're good? Okay, my bad. I glossed over that for a second. Anybody else who's watching the channel, it's been, first of all, the game has passed the 3-year warning for me not doing spoilers on stuff, and also, I already played through it on a playlist you can find, ! YouTube in the chat. Alright, in any event. Okay, the main guy who ends up being the actual quote-unquote villain, your last boss fight,
And then
has been trying to track down stuff to do with the time shenanigans that's going on in the game so that he can turn back the time and save his entire race, your race, at playing as Ratchet, from basically extinction, expulsion into an alternate reality so that they're not around anymore. And one of his lines during the fight, when Ratchet's like, we don't have to do this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Why are we fighting like this? And like, you don't have to kill me or something like that, Ratchet says. and because he's being the big hero and he's trying to stop him from undoing everyone's existence up to this point. And the guy says, "Kill you now, save you later." And I'm like, yeah, that is the time travel answer. Kill you now, save you later. If I understand his motivations, and as a time travel story, makes perfect sense, because if you did this, you'd feel bad about it, but nobody would know. Nobody would know. Once you reset time and you did what you came there to do, only you would know. And if everybody's being alive that's a guilt you can live with, that you had to do this terrible thing right now to save everyone, I get that. That makes sense to me.
So, have you seen Wakfu?
Have I seen what?
The French show called Wakfu.
Wakfu? No, I haven't. I barely can tell what you're saying, but no, I haven't seen it.
I put it in chat. But
Wakfu.
you should watch that with French language with English subtitles. Yeah, I think you'll like that.
Turn left.
It's got time
Nox
travel
is
stuff?
Oh, yes. Nox is an incredible villain.
Well, if you haven't seen it, I would recommend the show Continuum, which is on Netflix last I checked.
Nice.
Continuum. Okay, so Continuum's premise is pretty fun. Let me give you its opening premise, right? So the story starts in the future, and these criminals escape through a time portal to go back in time, and you try and stop them. And I'm sorry, you're playing a video game. I'm sorry, the main character tries to stop them, and she gets she ends up back in time with them. Everybody kind of gets thrown a little bit to the four winds initially, like they're not all together. So even though she left in the same place, she's not in the same physical location when she comes out with them, yada yada. But the thing is, she is a cop from a future in which corporations run the world, the corporate Congress. And so the actual things she's trying to do, stop these criminals, bring them back to the right place in time, is for the bad future, while she's being a good person trying to uphold her understanding of justice. But it's fucked up, and anybody just watching the show can hopefully get that. And so part of her being in the past is actually learning how things were, and that maybe the terrorists, their methods are not something she would approve of, but she gets why they're doing it, because they're trying to undo the chain of events that led to corporations owning the future. And it's not that long of a show, and it's one of those occasions where, kind of like original series Star Trek, the show actually came to an end. Or not came to an end. The show stopped production, and people were like, you could just... Fans, uproar. They were like, we require an ending. There were things that were concluding, and you didn't get them done. And so they had, a half-season additional 8 or 10 episodes that came out a year or two later than the actual show was concluded, and they wrapped everything up. So the show actually has an ending on top of, unlike many other shows like The Poor Order. If you've not seen The Order, Mal, I think we talked about this at some point, but the best werewolf thing I've seen in years.
They made a video game about it.
The Order?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, do you mean 1886? Because that is not the same thing.
Alrighty.
No, do you know The Order, the show on Netflix?
Yeah, you mentioned it before.
Oh, okay. Alright, well, on that note, I have reached my destination, so for anybody who is watching later on YouTube, we would like to thank you for watching. This has been Euro Truck Simulator 2. I've been Hunterman.
I am the guest, Malcolm Fett.
And we will see you in the future.
The future!